Very beautiful, very good. I like it very much. And it's not an easy piano to make colors, right?
No, it's
but you still try it, and it's fantastically prepared. I think I can tell you a few things someday. We'll see. We'll try to make it a little bit. We'll try to make it a little bit even more high class playing. Let's try. But first of all, well, let's start from the second one. And now, before we start playing, just a few questions. This is Hommage à Mort, and can you tell me something about it? Like, what do you think? What does it mean? What kind of homage it is?
I think I've been thinking about it because I think first I played it like a funeral march, and that was a bit too much, like sad. I was playing too slow, I think. And then, I mean, I think it's interesting because I think with Debussy, I think it's easy to think that it's only like new things because he was so like inventive with the colors and stuff, and still I think he had eyes backwards to the classical French theory background as well.
Yes. Well, the question is, for us as performers, we should think about what the connection is between Rameau and Debussy. You understand? What connection? How Debussy? Do you know what was the inspiration of him, or what theme he is using here?
Actually,
no, he is using the theme from opera. What's the name of the opera? I forgot the name of the opera now, but it's easy to check. You can check on the internet.
Yeah.
Probably it's not so difficult. I think the key to this piece is not to try to think that Debussy is inspired by piano music of him. He was in love with his operas. That was the first thing. And that comes another question, because I think you play it on a very high level, so what you should do now, you should work here also to understand it more as a performer, because we all performers, we present piece to the people, but only by playing. But it's what we have here, they hear. They're subconscious, you understand? So if we give a gift to somebody, we must know everything, what is this, to show them. Or we must be guides. I always like to this comparison. We must be guides to people. Like, for example, there is a tour and you are a tour guide. And you go and you say, oh look, this is beautiful. And you know everything about it. They ask you, you answer. Then this thing, oh this is beautiful, and why it's beautiful, or why it's interesting. That's the first thing what I think you should maybe focus more on this. And now, if we know that it's opera, what was his inspiration, so my question is, where can we find things that are the connections? What kind of inspiration? Can you find something for me? What do you think is why this is the Rameau? Rameau means the opera.
Yeah.
Baroque, actually.
No, but I think this could be a sort of recitative thing because it has no sort of...
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes. The first thing, recitativo, and of course, if you want deep inspiration, it's good to listen to some recitativos from operas by Rameau. Now we live in such a fantastic times. You don't have to go to opera and wait a few seasons when they finally have Rameau. No, you can open YouTube and there it is. And this is fantastic. So we should use it. And I think this was first thing that I missed a little, because he is writing here those saraband, you know, of course, but he writes me sans réserve. You know what this means?
Yeah, without strictness.
Yeah, it means you can translate it more free. So try to be more like an opera, because I think you are a little bit too. You play it a little bit too in the classical way. I think like we are very afraid of being a little bit uneven. It also was the problem in this first one. And actually the first one, it's a big sin what you're doing, because he writes rubato. You don't play tempo rubato. No. So why you don't? You should play tempo rubato. Anyway, going back first to this. So this is like a recital. What else can we find from Rameau? Some kind of inspiration. Of course, it doesn't sound like Rameau at all, but the things that. Well, usually when we hear Rameau, we think of polyphony because he was. Is
There is a lot of homophony actually. I mean, it's a lot of just doublings.
No, but this is the one part. This is the recitativo part. But we do have actually polyphony, a lot of polyphony. Later, when comes this thing, and then we have two things. This is exactly polyphonic, and he's trying to make. Sometimes we have the sound of organ. He's trying to imitate the sounds of organ, like also here. And Rameau was a great organist, organ player. So, and there's many more. I will not talk about it. But I strongly recommend you to dig into it more. Now, one more thing I wanted to say. This here I wrote. I might be wrong, but I, as a listener, had the impression that you are not fully aware of the construction of the piece, or the form. Are you?
Possibly not. I've been practicing.
No, but I'm saying analyze. You should analyze. That's what I'm saying. You're a guide, so you should analyze. Why I missed it? For example, I missed it here. I missed here that you, as a performer, you know that here's something finished and something new open. Usually, I strongly recommend students. Sometimes I do it with them, especially at the beginning, to analyze a piece and do it on the piece of paper. You know how.
Yeah, exactly. Like first
this is A, and how it's built. This is B, and how it's built. It's very important because then when you play, you know where you are, and you know what A has some characteristics, and you show it. Then B is some characteristics. It's easier to play. You are and you play this piece a little bit as if you are in a fog, but very often we are in a fog in the piece of music because it's impressionistic, but that's not what I mean. You understand? Okay, so now let's try. Let's try from the beginning. Okay, and try to be more recitativo, like more. But this recitativo is very far, right? Because it's pianissimo, so be very soft. It was better already a little. Now another thing, sarabanda is a dance. In every these Baroque dances, we always have this. They did this. Where we have this here? On which note?
Second beat, so on the fifth, I guess.
Show me the note. On which one? On this one.
Yeah, and then also here on.
Yes. What you don't do. So how to do it? To play a little bit later. Pam pam pa. Try. Yes, much better. Okay, now we need more legato. You know that I mean, more than one sound in another. Now we listen to the end, and then listen to the end. Because sometimes you can like. Listen very much to the piano. No. Don't do accent. Just play a little bit later, as if it's a surprise. For the sound is, I would prefer you to play with a very flat fingers.
Okay.
Then it makes this sound more dark a little, more like impressionistic. Why? Because it's very soft. And if you play like this, you play more in the sound of Beethoven, Scarlatti, this kind of sound. It's a very, listen. Or, can you hear the difference? It's different. Very flat fingers. my taste. You can listen to me, you don't have, but I would connect this with this.
Yeah, actually it's nice.
Yes, and now here we need to try. You didn't do pure piano, but it's not only pure piano. Well, first of all, when we speak about Debussy, there is some general thing you need to know. There are very few composers in history of music that we should follow exactly everything what they wrote, 100%. Well, actually two, Beethoven and Debussy, because they knew exactly how to write so that it sounds the best possible. We don't have to change anything. And you have respect, you do most of it. But sometimes here, for example, you decided not. And I'm saying about this because, for example, Schumann or Chopin, these are composers where we can't just play what they wrote. It's not enough to make the music beautiful. We have to find something between the notes. And Schumann was hopeless with the phrasing, for example, so you have to change the whole phrasing. But with Debussy, everything he wrote a lot. Right? Everything is very important. And by saying everything, I'm saying about dots and this and this lines here. Everything has a meaning. So that's important. Okay, so now we try, and I want to hear echo, but I think something more than echo, the change of color. So again, you can try to use this. I always say this kind of fingers is different, the color of the sound than this. And here you can use it. Here you can try to play your way. So more like. Well, actually, I want to show you something. It's very interesting. I like to show. No, I can do it. I like to show on the piano how different it is when we play like this and like this. And I'm not doing. You can do it yourself. I'm not doing it softer. It's just. Yes. You see? And the magic of piano is that hammers, they are so sensitive. They change the way you play. So if you play, and then here we play, it's a different sound. And I think that's what he meant here by saying pure piano. I mean the change of color. Can you try from this? Yes, let's go. Yes. It's difficult on this piano, but maybe the second you should use left pedal.
Yeah.
But not on the first.
Okay.
Try the first one. The first one. This is the same problem. More free. Don't be so strict. And here, what Debussy is putting some colors to this melody, which had no colors before, right? Because here, so you can when you want to improve it, you can think about what kind of colors they mean to you. But we will not focus on this now. We'll focus on this sound, this moment. Yeah, the changing. Can we connect this? Yes. More time, so you will remember. I didn't write because
I think it's just such a
dominant, and this is like the dominant. Yes. Okay, now this also can be better. And this is very difficult moment because we have the melody in the thirds. In the middle part, and the upper part is not a melody, it's just the color. You agree? And you agree here for sure, but here you don't do it anymore.
Yeah, because here it actually becomes like from here.
I know, but I don't think, we need to think about this, but maybe, we need to think, maybe no, maybe it should be, and then,
Yeah, I can agree, but I mean, certainly from here, I think.
no, yes, but it's here I would stop, exactly, here I would stop. Maybe this, maybe here more, and then from here I would do the upper, because in the upper voice we have ta 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 ta. Yes. So what I want again, because this is what you miss the most. Analyze. Let's analyze this. We have the phrase tam 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 pam pam pam, and then this is pam 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 pam, and this is the end. And then from here, what we have? Pam 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 pam, pam 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 pam, the end.
Yeah.
And again, tam pam 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 pam.
Yeah.
And that's how you must play. And the best way to do it is, I think, play with dynamic. This is the best way. And then you do and more. And more. Can you try? And then it's more, I think for listeners, it's more clear. Because they hear, oh, it's like one person, another person, another person. Try. Very soft, yes. More. It's difficult, yes. I'll try. Yeah, I'll try. Just experiment a little and with this bar, okay? And try to make these octaves as a color.
And so it's still.
Yes, I think. It's difficult. You see, it's difficult. You need to, when you want to do in all the other pieces also, not only in this, in the future, when you want to create something like this, you need to exaggerate.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're not here. So we must. Well, the best way to practice it is to play the first note first, and so that this way you practice two different touches. This one and this one. Oh, the whole, yes, just the one, yes.
Or this.
I think this is the best, yes. A few times, do it a few times. Yes. Yes. Now try together. It's better, the second note is not good. It's very difficult. And that's why I'm saying that it's very difficult. And when you actually do it, it's very impressive. So why, I think it's worth it to practice this that way. And then we have the colors on here, and then, because this is the continuation. Ta, 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 ta. And from here you can go pa, pa, ya, ta, ta.
Yeah. So actually more continuous from that one into.
Yes, I think.
From the middle voice to like what was before that.
Exactly. So it's more interesting and more colors, Now here, well, this is the crescendo was very good. I like very much what you are doing. That you are not playing Debussy like many pianists think that Debussy should be played like never forte and like a woman, but a very weak woman. So never. No, he was also a man. He also liked to sometimes be very, very loud. But I know that many people, they never, oh, you must not play too loud because it's Debussy. Well, he was a human. Anyway, so I like it, but, there's always but. I think here, when you do this crescendo, it's fantastic, but if you try, maybe you like it, maybe not. If you try to do crescendo only with these chords, but not with bass.
Okay.
Can you do it now?
Okay.
From here. better, my opinion. It sounds better. But here you must do a lot of time. You must take a lot of time, otherwise we suddenly stop.
Yeah.
Ta da tam ta ta tam pam pam. No, this should go here. As ta 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 ta. Yes. So that we don't hear this. Can you try this part? This bar? We have this. Pam, pam, ta, ta, ta. Yes, then it's better. And now here you must remember this. I miss very often when people play. Very often I miss they play. The first note is very important. Can you try this? So, you know, it's really just slower, yes? Okay. Yeah, okay, here just a technical thing. Well, here I wrote different word and character. It's again. I didn't hear, you know, well, this is easy to know that it's something new. You know that it's something new, but you don't show it. Oh, look, this, and this note should be already. But unfortunately, we have the turn of page, so very often, yes. But it should be already, yes. It should be a part of this. Can you try to connect and change the word completely? Silence. Yes. Okay, it's good. We can try to, now it was better, but can be even better. We can try to make more dynamic and a little bit more top. And so the rest, piano, pianissimo possibile, and the top maybe mezzo piano. Try from the yes. Maybe even more. Yes, and then nothing. More pitch. Yes, better. Okay, that was beautiful. But now here, maybe something with pedal, but this should be very clear.
Okay.
This is like from funeral song. Some kind of march, or maybe some trumpet, or the drums. Maybe drums. But you miss this because here you have one pedal and we don't hear the melody. Can you try it? Yes. Yeah, I mean, don't hear. This is. Now, I will put here, on every note. It's much better.
Yeah.
was everything very good, fantastic. This I love it, fantastic. But here, this melody becomes very boring.
Yeah.
Ta 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 ta. It's like the emergency car.
Yeah.
So well, it's better if you put the left hand there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just that it's more about the color change when it comes to.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's
Exactly. That's exactly so. Left. Left. And especially here. Even more. Listen, there's some secret. Well, there's a lot of secrets of playing piano, but one of the main secrets is that if you want pianissimo and if you want a melody, the melody must be played almost forte, but the rest, piano pianissimo.
Yeah.
And then we have the beautiful piano pianissimo.
Mm.
Can you try this much more? Don't be afraid of this. Yes, yes. Okay. And now forte. Yes. Okay, here it says in French the tempo first, yes. You were a little bit too fast.
Okay.
And again, tempo, it means also free. So just like the beginning, because you didn't, it was...
It's the same thing, Salamanda. Yeah.
Yes. You can be more free. Don't be afraid of this. Okay, here, this was not good. Here, we need the theme from the first note. I didn't hear this in your performance. Let's start from here. This is another thing. This is how you should practice with this piece now, because it's a very, as I said before, very well played. So now your work is not practicing, but analyzing, and asking questions for yourself. For example, one of the questions: should this note be more or less than this?
Should be more because it has its marker.
So do it more clearly. Just for experiment, just to try like how it sounds. I prefer this. Okay. You know why? Because he wrote this and he wants this to still sound. And when the piano is when you make this more, we lose this chord. That if it would be orchestra and some other instrument played, no problem. Yeah, no problem. We have everything. So now it's much better. Try this, and then from here, the melody. Yes, the melody. Yes, oh, it's good, but this must be the most. Yes, okay. And again, the same. I would like you to focus on. Maybe it will be better. This I wrote. Well, first of all, rubato. So there was no rubato in your playing, and my question is why? You don't want to?
No, I think I'm sort of going a bit too much between extremes. Because sometimes I choose a very low tempo, then I do loads of things, and then sometimes when I get to like the tempo I want, then I stop. Because then sometimes I'm trying to stick to this tempo.
Ah, I see, I understand.
So I try not to get too slow. I mean, I think that's the problem. Like if I start doing a lot, then I start getting slow, so I have to somehow...
Yes, I understand. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But okay, but now the main question, which is simple but difficult at the same time. What is tempo rubato?
Well, that use the time instance, but it's not linear. It goes up and down.
It goes slower and faster.
Yeah.
it's,
So it was.
yes, it's like, well, nobody knows exactly what is tempo rubato, but all the composers were trying to explain it. We had explanations like Liszt, I think, said that, if it was Liszt, I think, who said that it's like a tree, but you have the wind, so the tree is moving, but this is always the same tree.
Yeah.
So Chopin